Я говорю по-русски.
Я говорю
По-русски.
Я говорю
По-русски.
The demand for Americans who can speak languages other than English on a professional level is increasing dramatically. Career opportunities for multilingual specialists are opening up both in the government and private sectors. International corporations, nonprofit organizations, and government agencies all seek specialists who are able to function effectively in an increasingly complicated global society. One of the nation's leading initiatives in designing, supporting, and implementing a new paradigm for advanced language education is the Language Flagship Program.
The Russian Flagship is part of a national program of flagships all over the United States. There are 23 of them in critical languages. This is a program sponsored by the National Security Education Program, which is funded by the U.S. Department of Defense.
The Flagship Program is designed by the funder to draw on some of the best talents in the United States, some of the best thinking about the design of training, the crafting of undergraduate programming in the United States, and some of the best thinking we have about overseas training for language immersion purposes.
There are 4 Russian language flagship programs in the United States. At Portland State University, the University of California, Los Angeles, the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and Bryn Mawr College. The 4 Russian language flagship centers all have the same goal: to help undergraduate students reach professional levels of proficiency in the Russian language and acquire a deep understanding of Russian culture. Yet each flagship center is unique. Portland, Oregon has one of the largest Russian-speaking immigrant communities in the U.S. Within this population are many students who are reclaiming their heritage language through Portland State University's Russian Flagship Program.
Я не очень грамотно разговариваю, и у меня проблема с русской грамматикой, когда я пишу, читать умею, писать, но не совсем грамотно, так как образованный русский человек в России. Я считаю, что именно вот программа «Русский флагман» мне поможет, потому что она более интенсивная.
The Portland Flagship Program has a close partnership with the Portland Public School System's Russian-English Dual Language Program. This collaboration gives students the opportunity to become highly educated, balanced bilinguals in Russian and English.
What it provides for this country, for this university, for this state, for this country, is a pipeline to train individuals with a very specialized language proficiency that helps us at all those levels, as well as helping the student follow their career path.
Я думаю, что студенты, которые обучаются в программе «Флагман», отличаются от других студентов. И, наверное, главное, в чем разница, в том, что эти студенты очень серьезно смотрят на свое будущее, на свою профессию.
When I found out about the flagship program, about what its goals were, I found that they were close to my goals, and I felt that it would give me a lot of support within the university, and then once I finished, to be able to find meaningful work and find a good career in a field that I was interested in. So to be able to learn Russian and then use it in real life.
This program is really set out to get you to where you want to be. If your goal has been to learn a language, then there's no reason why you shouldn't look into this program.
The UCLA Russian Language Flagship Center enriches its academic program by providing opportunities for students to interact with the Russian community in Los Angeles through cultural events.
One of my favorite composers is Rachmaninoff. Love Rachmaninoff. That was one of the contributing factors to wanting to pursue a degree in Russian.
I think that the flagship program is different than normal language programs because that's what it tries to do. It really engulfs its students in not only learning language in a classroom, not only talking to your teachers, but also talking to native speakers, talking to heritage speakers. And interacting with the language, listening to music, listening to native speakers who are coming to visit, listening to musicians and priests and things like that. It really keeps you engaged, and it's really hard to get boring being involved in the flagship program just because of how many different things you do using the language.
The collapse of the Soviet Union radically destabilized the traditional hierarchies of the Russian criminal world. And this destabilization,
in addition to its collaboration with the local Russian community, the UCLA program brings students together from the 3 other Russian flagship programs to participate in their annual undergraduate Slavic conference.
Students who tend to take Russian tend to be very intellectually curious, very motivated, very open-minded. Flagship students tend to have these characteristics, plus they're especially motivated, especially hardworking, especially curious and vibrant, and they're really fun people to work with.
The University of Wisconsin-Madison Russian Flagship provides students with maximum flexibility to meet program and major requirements. In addition to taking courses during the regular academic year, students often take advantage of Wisconsin's summer program, taught in collaboration with the graduate program in Slavic languages and literature.
And this gives our graduate students the opportunity to teach over the summer, but it also provide some of our non-flagship students the opportunity to move ahead in Russian over the summer, and it gives us the opportunity to attract some students from outside of the university.
Что значит средний класс в России?
В России?
Да.
Это хороший вопрос.
A Russian flagship advisor works closely with each student to design an individualized study plan that is tailored to the student's disciplinary interests.
Our tutoring program is probably one of the most critical components of the UW-Madison Russian Flagship Program. The tutoring program is designed to provide students with individualized, not instruction, but support in areas that are especially difficult for them, or maybe if not difficult, areas that need a little bit of extra work or improvement.
Вы что-нибудь читали Пушкина на занятиях? На 4-м курсе, я понимаю, сейчас нет, там сплошная современная литература.
In addition to language courses and individualized instruction, the program offers guidance on the future career interests of its students.
I decided to study Russian because I thought it would help me in my future career. I eventually wanted to become a government agent, either through the FBI or some form of national security.
I have a couple of different routes that I think I might take. One of the routes would be working for an exporting company specializing in exporting goods to Eastern Europe. And of course, Russian will come in handy there because, you know, the Russian economy is improving, and hopefully we'll be able to sell more American goods over there.
Bryn Mawr College is the only private liberal arts college with a language flagship program. This Russian flagship program is open to all undergraduates at Bryn Mawr and Haverford colleges who are committed to attaining professional level proficiency in Russian.
Before flagship, I feel that our students saw Russian and studying Russian as somewhat esoteric and impractical, and flagship allows us to emphasize how practical, how beneficial it could be to their careers.
In addition to its goal for all students to reach near native levels of proficiency in Russian, the Bryn Mawr program emphasizes the importance of developing knowledge in other disciplines. This combination of skills will equip them for stateside and international employment opportunities after graduation.
That's one thing I definitely became aware of as I began to study Russian more and more. Speaking with professors in the department, I realized there was a lot of work within the government, and in particular in a lot of different fields. So it's not just translating work, there's work to do with consulting and all sorts of things in like the sphere of economics, political science, computer science, all sorts of different kind of areas to go into.
I would definitely recommend the flagship program to other universities here, anywhere. I think it's a really good way to reach a higher level of proficiency, which can definitely be useful in the future.
Over the last few years, students going through our program coming out with just fabulous Russian, and I think a level of Russian that is higher than what we've seen in the past.
The Bryn Mawr College president and provost have been really enthusiastic about the Russian Flagship Program because it fits in with the college's goals of globalizing learning and linking learners at Bryn Mawr and Haverford College with learners overseas, and trying to create these global professionals that the Flagship Program aims to produce.
The Russian Overseas Flagship, the year-long capstone program in St. Petersburg, Russia, is administered by the American Councils for International Education. This intensive course of study is an integral and essential component of the 4 stateside Russian flagship programs.
Our principal partner for Flagship is St. Petersburg State University. It happens to be one of the leading universities in Russia, and it certainly is very much focused on its own internationalization and has always historically seen itself as a leader in the study and teaching of Russian as a foreign language.
When you study a language, it's not just the grammar, it's about the people as well and the culture. And when you learn about something in class and then go spend the rest of your day among Russians and speaking with Russians and living in the country, you come to understand certain nuances a lot better.
Со стороны университета у нас полная поддержка. Они только рады, что мы здесь. Они всегда нам помогают в любых вопросах, если что-то появится со студентами, или, может быть, с нашими аудиториями или что-то в этом роде. Все сразу же решается, потому что они только рады, что мы здесь, и всегда поддерживают нашу программу.
Flagship students take intensive language courses, enroll in regular university courses with their Russian peers, and also participate in internships that take them out of the classroom and provide them with real-life career experience.
Как раз наша программа, она направлена на то, чтобы воспитать, или обучить студента так, чтобы он стал профессионалом по своей специальности и на русском языке. То есть русский язык идет как вторая специальность, у некоторых студентов как первая специальность, но это всегда профессиональное владение.
В этой программе обязательно не только учебная нагрузка здесь в аудитории, но и то, что называется производственная практика, которая позволяет нашим студентам почувствовать, что русский язык – это не только предмет изучения, не только то, что они делают здесь, в этой аудитории, но и то, что поможет им выполнить их другие цели и задачи.
Russia is coming up in the world again. It's becoming more important. It never really lost its importance, but it's becoming much more, presenting itself more in the world, and especially in the sphere that interests me, which is its economic development and development of technology here.
Я не знаю, как это называется по-английски вообще. Вот что это называется? По-русски это макет называется.
Это уже не первый год, который мы работаем с этой программой. И в прошлом году был отличный совершенно стажер с очень хорошим русским языком. В этом году совершенно замечательный стажер Райан, с которым вообще мы только по-русски общаемся, и практически никогда нет необходимости переходить на английский.
Никакая другая программа не предоставляет своим студентам именно такие возможности, какие представляет флагманская программа.
У мамы есть рецепт яблочного пирога, но это из Техаса, и там тоже добавлено молока и яйца.
The year-long capstone program at St. Petersburg State University features intensive language courses, individualized tutorials, bi-weekly excursions, and homestays with Russian families.
Невозможно понимать язык без понимания культуры. И просто не узнаешь все, что надо, если изучаешь язык в Америке. Потому что есть все подробности, которые никогда не написаны в учебниках, никогда не слышишь об этом.
Несмотря на то, что девочки эти прилетают очень издалека, и там и все-таки это другая нация, и другие проблемы, но многое общего очень.
Flagship is no longer just about government service. Government service is one outcome, but Flagship is about preparing a brand new generation of global professionals, people ready in any sector of the economy, in any walk of life, to engage their subject and their field and their societies from this broad point of view of all the major world languages.
I have always been inclined to think about what the students can do with the language, to have this opportunity to take a group of students who are committed to professional mastery, who are committed to using Russian in their professional lives, and to be able to work with them in such a comprehensive fashion. It's really quite wonderful.
So many professional and technical jobs have gone overseas that someone coming out of college now isn't just competing with their peers in the States for jobs. They're competing with, people in India and Russia and China. It's not enough to just, know your own field and your peers who are next to you. You need to know where you stand in the broader world community. And if you can integrate with people in the broader community, in the world community, and you can speak other languages and work effectively with them, your opportunities are going to be much better.
This is an astonishing change. This is a paradigm shift. This changes our notion of students graduating with survival level Russian to a notion of students that are ready to be hired for jobs in the federal government, in the non-governmental sector, in business, already prepared to do what they need to do at the workplace in Russian. This is astonishing. This is a huge change.
I think what Flagship has done in the last 10 years is destroyed several of the major myths that have kind of pervaded American thinking about language learning. Number one, that Americans aren't very good at learning languages, because that's not true. Flagship has shown that Americans can achieve not only superior professional level of competence in the language, but also the broad requisite knowledge base, understanding of culture, history, politics, the inner workings of a society sufficient to be able to use that language effectively in any walk of life,